Hello, my name is Andre Campbell and I want to welcome you to this video. This video is going to cover the basics of how to get in and out of a trade. Now what you're looking at here is a demo account. It's a MT4 MetaTrader, and what I want you to understand about this video is not intended to teach you how to trade. It's simply to teach you the mechanics of how to execute a trade. I know right now at this time perhaps you're very excited, perhaps just joined, and you're ready to really, learn this skill of trading. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go over the basics of the MT4 platform that you really need to know just to get started. All the other training, all the other details are contained in your back office, and we also go through a lot of those things, some of them in the live trading room, but the details are in your back office, so be sure to view those videos. Now let's look at the MT4 platform and some of the basics of it. One of the first things you want to make sure when you have your platform downloaded and you're open is that you're definitely using a demo account. My professional recommendation when you're new is to definitely begin practicing with a demo account before you ever go live. You want to make sure that you have a good command of the system and you have a good understanding of what you're doing. So when you have your charts open, first thing you want to do, look down here in the right hand corner, and this is going to show you a connection status, and you want to make sure right there it is lit. Usually if you do not have a good connection, it will be all red, so you know you don't have a connection. So if that ever happens to you, you're wondering, why isn't your charts working, why nothing's happened, check your connection status. Now the next thing I want you to look at, up here you see a lot of different icons, a lot of buttons. What you could do is do a mouse over, and these will pretty much explain what they are to you. And once again, we're going to keep this very simple. What I want you to understand, up here you're going to see some time frames, M1, M5. If you put your mouse over it, it says okay, M15, 15 minutes. That means I'm going to go to there, 15 minutes. Each of these candlesticks represents 15 minutes of real time. If I go up here to the M30, each candlestick now represents 30 minutes of time. H1, 1 hour, H4, each candlestick that you see, and these are called Japanese candlesticks, represent 4 hours of time. Another thing you can do is simply right click, or many times if you have the little scroll on your mouse, and this cross here will come up, and it'll give you some information at the bottom like date and times. And if you put your mouse over the candlestick, down here in the bottom window, you'll see information on where the candlestick opened, how high it went, and where it closed. And that's just basic information you can learn about the Japanese candlesticks. And there's a plethora of information on YouTube where you can search and also learn more about the candlestick patterns. Now, so once you understand your times up here in D1, this represents a day. Each candlestick is a day. So very simple, a lot of trading we do are on the larger time frames, and you have weeks and you can have months up here. So let's say these candles represent 4 hours. So at 12 o'clock a new candle opens, another one at 4 o'clock, another one at 8 o'clock, another one at 12. It goes on 24 hours. So you're going to have a good idea of how the candlesticks happen. So some of these trades you may be in for hours, for days, sometimes even weeks, and you'll understand how the candlesticks represents the movement of currency and price within those time frames. Over here on the left, right up here, Market Watch. Very simple. You can click on that, left click. This is where you'll find all the different currency pairs offered by your broker. Now, what I want you to understand, let's say, right here we have the EJ. This is the euro versus the Japanese yen. And you want to replace that with, let's go with the euro US dollar. You can simply drag it onto the chart and it just replace that with the euro US dollar. Now let's say you wanted just to add it here I have two, the euro dollar and the pound New Zealand. Let's say you wanted to put the Aussie, you see I do a mouse over, the Aussie US dollar onto this chart. What I would do here, I would right click and I would put chart window. When you click on that, it's going to move it onto your screen, and it would have been right here, 1, 2, 3. And I'm not going to do that right now because I just want to keep it very simple and basic. But that's a way you can add different currency pairs to your charts. Now, as you may or may not know, we utilize the harmonic scanner, and I'm going to show you in a moment where you'll be able to do all your trading from one chart, looking at one chart. Now, let's go into what you may be wanting to know. Andre, how do I get into a trade? How do I pull the trigger? Okay, let's just say hypothetically, this is a time we're going to get into a trade, and whether you got the signal from the live trading room or from the harmonic scanner, you're ready to enter a trade. Now, what I want you to understand very simply, think about a football field. Each yard, there's a measurement. Let's say you have the 20-yard line, and then you go to the 21-yard line, the 22-yard line. As you can see over here, there are patterns numerically numbered. Price or currency pairs, they go up, they come down, they go up, they come down. They're consistently moving. So what that means, they go by ticks, or what we like to call pips. 1 pip, 2 pips, 3 pips. That is just the incremental movement that we measure as price goes up. Now you see what I'm doing here? All I'm doing here is I'm using the ball on my mouse, and I'm selecting it, and it gives me a crosshair where I can actually measure. Now, what are you measuring, Andre? Very simple. Let me show you this. Here, I'm going to go over here to some candlesticks, and I'm going to do the same thing. And as you see, as I move my mouse over, you see that number 15, and then you see a number 961. That 15 represents the number of candlesticks. Here, if I'm over here, you see 3. 1, 2, 3 candlesticks. And I'm going to blow up my screen to make this a little bigger so you can see this. Now, I'm going to do this again. Let's say I'm starting from this candlestick right here. I hit the ball and I come down, and you can see 3. That's measuring 1, 2, 3 candlesticks all the way down. Here, that's 42 different candlesticks. Now, the second group of number represents the movement in pips. So you're going to hear a lot about that pips. We got 100 pips, 200 pips. In this case, that last digit is representing a numerical factor. Don't worry about that, but you're going to be very familiar with the movement of pips, 20 pips, and because this is a 4-hour time frame, this is actually all the way down here. This is 317 pips. You don't have to worry about the 0. That's 317 pips. And once again, why is it so many pips? This is a larger time frame. Each candlestick represents 4 hours. If I go up to the daily time frame, now look at this. This one candlestick, I'm going to go up. That's about 184 pips in one day that this currency pair, the euro dollar, moved. And the red candlesticks means the price went down. It started up here, and it went as low as here, closed about here. Total, it went down, after all said and done, about 72 pips. Very simple. When you hear us saying a currency pair is going long, blue candles or maybe green candles, it's going up. Price is moving up. When you hear us say it's going short, red candles, price is moving down. Very simple. Price goes up, it goes down. Sometimes it goes sideways, which we call trendy, not non-trending, or it may be called choppy. You'll have a few different names for it, but usually it's going up or down. Now, once again, you're going to learn about all the dynamics of trading in the videos, also in the live trading room. This is just to give you the basics. Now, okay, I know you're ready now to execute a trade. So let's go back. I'm going to go all the way down to the 1 minute, the M1, the 1 minute time frame. Now, let me go to the 5 minute time frame so you have a little more view here. Matter of fact, I'm going down to the And here you can see price is actually moving at the time I'm doing this video. Currencies, price, the market is moving. I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame to get even a little better view. And let me minimize this again. Now, let's say, you got a signal, you're in the trading room, and Chris Terry says, hey, we're going to buy right now, we're going to sell. All you need to know how to do is how to execute your trades, or the harmonic scanner gives you a signal. Now, my screen right now has a black background, and I'm going to go over to the scanner in a moment, and I wanted to do this so you can see by color very clearly. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say hypothetically, we want to go up. We think this currency pair, the euro dollar, is going to move up this way. So we're going to do what? We're going to go long. We are going to buy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to mark the chart. I'm going to go over here, draw a horizontal line. I'm going to left click on this. When I left click, I release. It brings that line out to my chart. Then I'm going to left click again and drop it right there. Now what I'm also going to do, I'm going to change the color on this. I'm going to left click twice. When I left click twice, you see a little white box here. That means it's open. Now I can right click, horizontal line properties. I'm going to change the color to, I'm going to go with this green right here. I just click that and I click OK. You can also change the thickness of the line and whether you want to put dots in it. Very simple, very easy. I'm going to leave it like this for now. So there's our green line. This is where we're going to simulate coming into the market right here. Okay. Now, the great thing about trading is you're able to define your risk. This means when you enter a trade, you already know what you're willing to lose on that trade. A part of trading is also taking losses. Don't worry about that. Once you become a professional, you understand we take small losses and we have bigger wins. That's what keeps us profitable. So once again, we're looking for this currency pair to move up, to go long. So we're going to come in here. Let's say this was the 20-yard line, and we think it's going to go up to, let's say up here, let's say to the 50-yard line. This is our target, and I'm going to change this to color and give it another color for our target. Let's go to our target being blue. This is our target. Now, if price is moving up, we're happy, we're making money. Hey, everything is great. However, what if price goes against us and goes down? What happens then? We're losing money. So what we're always going to do on every trade, we're going to set what's called a protective stop. This way we define our risk. Whenever you go into a trade, you already know what you're willing to lose on that trade. So there's no stress. So let's say hypothetically, we're going to put our stop loss right here. I'm going to change that color. Once again, I left click, double left click, now right click, go to horizontal line properties, and I'm going to choose the color red for our stop loss. So what I just said, basically, we're going to enter a trade. There's a buy, someone calls a buy, and we're looking to come in right here at the green line. We think it's going to go long. However, we're setting our protective stop about here. Once again, this is just hypothetical. We'll show you where to place your stops. Also, the harmonic scanner will do that automatically. So you don't even have to worry about where to place it at. It's going to tell you. So let's say right now, this is our setup. So how do we get into this trade? I'm going to show you a few different ways. Now, the first thing you can do, you can go up here on MetaTrader 4. It says new order. I click on this, and once again, what are we looking to do? Buy or sell? We're looking for it to go up. Up is buy, down is sell. Very, very simple. Here, we're going to choose our lot sizes. You'll learn all about this in training, the lot sizes. Now, let's say I'm looking to buy. I'm going to click buy in this case. And we have our stop loss we're going to set. Now, once again, these lines, and you can see the market starting to move and jump around right now like it can do. These lines are just to show you hypothetically what we're looking to do, right? So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to remove these lines. Once again, we're looking to buy here, to go up here, and we're looking for our stop loss. Now, what I'm going to do before I click the buy here, I'm going to remove these lines so you can just get a good picture of what I'm doing. Okay, so here we are once again. Once again, we're looking to go up, go long. So what we're going to do, you can go up here to new order. You'll select whatever, your lot size is. Once again, you'll get information and training on that. Don't worry about that for now. You're going to click on buy. Now, look what happened when I click buy. It just dropped a green line on here on my chart. This means I'm live. I'm actively in the market. And right here, I'm going to hit OK. Now, another way to make sure that you're in the market, you can go right here to your terminal window, left click. It's going to show you right here what your trade is. And you can see right here, type, I'm in a buy. It shows me the currency pair. It shows me my lot size. It shows me the price where I came in. Right now, my stop loss is 0. My take profit is 0. Now, I'm going to show you a very easy and simple way to set your stop loss. Let me move the terminal window first. Now, what I like to do, I just left click on the line I just bought and just drag it down. Now, this is going to pop up for one-click trading. Just click yes, I agree. And I know I'm kind of speaking kind of fast. I want to get through this. But same thing once again. Once you do that, drag it down. Bam, there it is. SL, stop loss. Here you can see buy. I don't know if you can see this. It's small. But I just set my protective stop. That means if we get it wrong and the market turns against us and comes down, once it hits this point, it takes us out of the market automatically. No stress, no worry. We defined our risk. So let's say hypothetically, we came in here. I'm going to drag this down. Let's say this is 15 pips. So I already know exactly the dollar amount I am willing to lose on this trade. If I was coming in at $1 a pip, I'd lose $15, $5, so forth and so on. Just do the math. Now, we're in the trade and we're going to set our target now. We want, once again, we're looking for it to go long, and we wanted our target to be up here about someplace, right? Watch how simple and easy it is to set my target. Left click on the line again, drag it up, bam, there's my target, just like that. Just like that, we are live in a trade. If it goes down, we're stopped out, we're protected, and look at the distance here. Small distance for a loss, much bigger distance for our winners. And this is how we make money. We may take small losses, but when we win, we have a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio, it's called. We're risking a little and our reward to be much. Now, let's say you're in the trade. One thing you always want to do, once you set that protective stop loss, you never want to take it off. You only want to move it up into profit and lock in as you're going. And once again, you're going to receive a lot of training on that to see how that's done. Now, let's say, this price moved up to here. Let's say it was here. I'm going to put a line. That price right now, this white line that's bobbing up and down, let's say it moved up to here. Let me change this color. I'm going to make this yellow. Let's say hypothetically it moved up to here, right? And at that point, we wanted to move our stop loss to lock in profit. Because remember, we came in here. From here on up, everything is profit. What we would do, you would just drag this line up to where you wanted to be, preferably giving it a little bit of room, and then you would be locked into a trade. Everything is profit from there on. So hypothetically, in reverse, let's say we had entered the trade right here when price began moving down first, right? Right here. And we entered here going short. And price reached this point. What we could have done is moved our stop loss down a little bit behind to lock in the profit from here to there. Not to confuse you once again, keeping it very simple. Once again, just showing you how to get in and out of a trade. Now, let's say on this same currency pair, let me get rid of this line. I'm going to go delete. That you had more than one trade. I'm going to go in again, and I'm going to show you a different way to enter the trade. You can go up here. There's a little arrow. This brings down your one-click window. And notice here, you see sell. Right here, you see buy. So if you're looking to go long, you're going to click over here on buy. If you're looking to go short, to sell, go down, you're going to click on sell. Here's where you can adjust your data, your volume, your lot size rather. And this little arrow moves it down, this arrow moves it up. And once again, you'll learn all about lot sizes, and you could even highlight in here and type it in. But for trading purposes, let's just say I'm going to go in now with one more trade on the same currency pair. You know, the market's moving good, I locked in profit, whatever reason. Or you could have more than one trade on a different currency pair that you're trading. But let's say I'm going to buy this again, right? Notice another green buy line just popped up, right? So what I want to do for this buy line is also set another stop loss. I'm going to bring this down behind the first one because we have something called first in, first out. Basically meaning if I close any of these trades, I have to close the one that I came in on first. But the reason I'm showing you this is going back to our terminal window. What I want you to see here, because when you get into some trades, you may wonder, you know, which trade was first. Right over here to the left, you can see some numbers, even a timestamp, which will show you which trade you actually entered first. And you can see this first buy, the time was 608.50. This one was 614.14. And you can see the numbers here. So that's an easy way for you to understand, you know, which trade you entered. Now, let's say I want to close a trade. I'm going to show you a few different ways to do that. You may have entered a trade, you know, you don't like it, or you're just getting your feet wet. And what I want you to do, practice with this thing. Get in and out of trades. Once again, this is demo trading. Getting on the live trade sessions and just, you know, get in, get out of trades. This is a time to perfect your craft and your skill so you know what you're doing when you go live and get into live trades. So let's say I wanted to close one of these trades. And you go up here, you say, you know what, I'm going to close this top one here first. I right click. Let me get this here, get it on the line. I right click and I say close. Watch what happens. It just closed the trade. You see here, it disappeared from your terminal window. Now you only have one trade left. Down here, it will show you your balance. This is your overall balance. It will show you your equity. It will show you your margin and free margin. You'll learn all about margin and free margin in the videos in your back office. So we're not going to go into that right now. But basically, you can also, this trade is open. I can right click here and I can do close order, or I could even do modify. Here is where I can enter a new stop loss and a new take profit from right here. Right now, my take profit is 1.1114. Let's say I'm going to go in here and change a few numbers. And I hit modify. Notice it jumped up a little bit. Very simple way to move your take profit. Or I could just do this, like I like to do. Just left click, drag it wherever you want it to go. Let's say this was a bigger trade and we're going for some big pips. Let's go up to the 4-hour time frame. And we're looking for this thing to go up here somewhere. Take profit too. I'd left click, drag it up here, set it and forget it. I'm done. I'm in the trade down here. Here is my stop loss. Here's my take profit. This means, hypothetically, if price moves all the way up, when it hits your take profit, it's going to take you out of the trade, close you out. All your profits you'll see will be right in your balance. Same vice versa if you have a losing trade. When you have a losing trade, it will come down, hit your stop loss, take you out, you're good to go. Now, let's do this. Let me close the terminal window. And I'm going to go back down to even the 1 minute time frame. Now, what I want you to look at right here, this is where we're coming in at this green line, right? When you come into a trade, people always want to know, well, you know, what are the fees? You know, you'll see something called the spread. And the spread is simply where the brokers make their money. Let's say you're coming in at the 20-yard line when you push the button to buy. And let's say this currency pair had a 2-pip spread. So that means although you entered to execute to come in at the 20-yard line, not until price reached up here, let's say the 22, if it was a 2-pip spread, is where you'd actually begin to make profit. Very simple, don't worry about it. A lot of the currency pairs we deal with have very low spreads, and you'll learn more about that. So we're in this trade, we're waiting for something to happen, and you see right here, price is stuck in this area, moving around. Once again, we're looking for it to go long, to come up, and right now it's not doing anything. Here, we're trying to get it to go up a little bit, and what I want to show you in the terminal area, look at your profit right here. We began with a $5,000 balance, and over here, we're down $6. What you can also do over here, you can right click and go up here to profit, and you can see it as points. This means pips. Remember I talked about the yard lines, 21 yard line, 22 yard line, 23, or you could even do it as I like to do sometimes, deposited currency. This will show you, according to the deposited amount in your account, how many dollars you're up or down in the negative. Minus $8 is over here from the 4,964, and you can always change that and play around with it. And as you do it, you'll get familiar with what it means. Here I'm down -3. So once it goes up, if it goes up beyond the green line, because once again we're looking to do what? We're looking for a buy right here under our type. Even over here in small print, it's showing you buy. Then it would start giving us a positive. Come on, get up there for this demonstration purposes to show them. Here you can just see it went to 0. Now it's back down to -1. And this, once again, we're in a 1-minute time frame. You won't be doing this. Don't do this. Don't sit around, like a watch pot to boil looking for price. Once you set your, your trades, relax. Take it easy and allow the market to do what the market does. Move in your favor. Sometimes it'll move against you, not in your favor. And once again, that's okay. Look, right now, one pip up. Look at that. Here we go, $5, because what am I doing right here? One lot. So this is really, okay, now it's back down. And hopefully goes up. But anyway, depending on your lot size, you'll see that, standard lot, $10 per pip, and you'll learn all about that later on. Now, what else I'm going to show you about this terminal? Let's say, and this is going to happen to a lot of people, some of your icons, your buttons up here, let's say for some reason they disappear. And I'm going to kind of like move it around. There, it's gone. You could pull it off. That even moves off just by dragging it off. Some people, for some reason, it'll be gone. And you're looking up here like, wait a minute, where are my time frames? What happened? All you have to do, go up here, right click. The window is going to pop up. And look at that. What am I missing? I'm missing my time frames. Left click there. Here it is, pop back up, and just drag it on back to where you want it. You could even move it over here on your data window. You can move all of this up here if you want. Whatever you're comfortable with, on your MT4 platform. Look at this. I dragged everything up there. Now I got one line. Just depends on how you want it. The next thing I'm going to show you about this, here is the crosshair. Remember, I was hitting my scroll and I brought my crosshair up? Because a lot of times you want to know, measure your candles, how many pips are moving. What you can also do here, just click on this, crosshair, move it down. All I did was left click, release, and move it down on my screen. Here you learn all about these trend lines, different here. That's how you can mark your screen. And once again, you'll learn all about that later on. Fibonacci patterns. And once again, I do a mouse over. You can simply draw a Fibonacci line. Once again, this is more technical, more advanced. Right now, we're just keeping it simple. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here. And let me move this back down here. So I just did that, very simple. And I'm going to clear some of this clutter off of my screen just to bring this back simple again and clear. Okay, and look, the trade is moving in our favor right now. Look, it's up $20, $26, and this is how trading is, $30, and price is moving in our direction. Once again, let me close this window for a moment. I'm going to go to a bigger time frame so you can see this. Let's say we were losing this trade. It was going against us. Once again, we have our protective stop because we're looking to go long. If we're looking to go short, our protective stop would have been above price because we'd be looking to go what? Down, going south. So when you hear someone say going short, we're looking to sell to go down. To go long, we're looking to go up, to go north. Very, very simple. Now let's look at this trade. I'm going to go back down to the terminal window. And over here, you're going to begin to see your equity increase and grow. You know, when you close a trade, that's when the balance total amount will show up over here in your balance. Very, very simple. And these are the basics of getting in and out of a trade. Now, let's say right now I'm going to close this trade. A very simple way to close, go right back to your buy line. And you can just get it on there and you can right click, close. If I wanted to modify, change my stop loss or my target, I could do that here. Before I close it, let me show you something else. Down on your stop loss, if you do the same thing, right click, you can see cancel stop loss or modify. You very rarely ever want to cancel your stop loss. Once again, you only want to modify it and move it up or down into profit to lock in that profit. Always have a stop loss. Over here, trailing stop, this will carry your stop loss automatically up behind price. Once again, that's more advanced. You'll learn about that later. Now, how I like to close out, I always like to go back to my buy line or my sell line. I right click and then I hit close. Bam, I just closed a trade, and notice right here our balance increase because our equity that we gained was added to our balance. Had we lost this trade and then our equity would have been deducted from our balance, would have went down. Once again, here it is. We're going to go in, and now this time I'm going to sell right here. You know, for whatever reason, we got a signal, we're going to sell. Once again, you can go up here to new order window, or I can go over here and have my one click, which I like to do, or I could just right click on the screen, go to trading, go down to new order. Don't worry about buy stop, sell limit. You'll learn all about those. I click on new order, and now once again we want to do what? Sell. Here it is. It says sell. Or once again, I could have clicked here. I'm going to hit sell. It just brought me in. If you notice over here in small print, you probably can't see this. It says sell. I'm going to look back at my terminal window. Here is the order, the timestamp, the type. It's a sell, my lot, my symbol. Once again, I'm going to set a stop loss now because this thing may go against me, go up. I'm going to drag my stop loss up. That's protecting me in case price goes against me. Because once again, right now, hypothetically, we're looking for price to go down. If it goes up, we're protected. We don't have to worry about it. You know, you're never going to risk all of your capital at any one time. And you'll learn about lot sizing and everything, you know, 1% to 2% per trade. And with our system, we can be taking multiple trades at one time. If I want to set my limit, drag it down here. There it is, my limit set. You know, small potential loss for bigger profit.